Hey, what is up, wrestling friends and family? It is me, JB, and the best Chris in all of wrestling podcast, Mr. Chris Dredd. What is going on, bro?
Not a lot, mate. Just fucking taking in the wild and wonderful shit that's going on in the wrestling world. I mean, are we doing spoilers on Raw?
Do you want?
Fucking brilliant to see Liv's won the tag team championship.
Yes. Liv and Raquel winning the Raw Tag Team Championships. Yeah,
Bro, you
winning
know
tag
what,
team
right?
titles.
Liv Morgan has been a fucking she has been a workhorse for at least a good couple of years. Last year, she was Wrestler of the Year, Women's Wrestler of the Year, 100%. This year, she's still pushing it, bruv. She's still and to see her get that title, well happy, mate. Well happy.
Yeah. A real gem these last year or year and a half or so.
Oh, fantastic,
Yeah.
bro.
No, I get that. That's
Yes.
yeah, that's a good one.
She's earned it.
So yeah, where are we? Let's there's a lot to catch up on. There's a lot to do. If you haven't already seen what's been going on, we had an interview with Chris Hamrick just gone. We had a nice little chat here last week before. I
Yeah.
don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
If if you have noticed, you will see that we are only on YouTube right now. So if you found your way here, then we appreciate it. And as well, a shout out to the listeners, the wonderful people of Australia, New Zealand, and the US of A, because we're in the charts.
They love us.
Wrongins. What's
They
wrong with
fucking
you?
love us down under.
Yeah. So as usual, if there is anything you want to add to this, the comments are here. You can jump in at any time. So where would you want to start, Chris? What do you want to talk about?
Right. Let's talk about fucking. Let's talk about The Rock and Cody for a sec.
Yeah. Let's talk about
What
it.
is going on? What is happening? Can we speculate?
We can, because I can break it down pretty quickly. I feel he wants what was his version of it was the corporate champ. The corporate champ was The Rock in '98, at the end of '98 into '99. It feels like that's where they're going with it. Corporate Cody is what he wants. It's not what he's going to get, because Cody is going to fight the system. And I imagine the idea of the corporate champ will be someone more like Drew, at a push and a real surprise, CM Punk. I don't think we're going to get CM Punk, corporate CM Punk, but it could happen.
What a turn that would be, bro.
The other
Holy
one would be
shit.
corporate Rollins. And I mean, yeah, I think if you were really going to push it and see what happens, you could go with corporate Punk or corporate Cena. But Cena's not turning heel in his final year.
Oh my god, that would be so good. All the pieces of trash in this ring represents the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this represents the fans, brother.
Oh, mate, that'd be so good.
Yeah, I think we're looking at corporate Cena, not corporate Cena, sorry, corporate Drew. Drew will be the guy, but Cody will be the guy fighting the system. And, to be expected. That's where I think that weird segment is going to go, and where it will end up hanging its hat. Why not, eh? Let's go over some old ground.
Is it not a way for the final boss to get involved in the title scene himself?
I don't think so. I think it would be a surprise if we saw him doing it. Yes, Bishop is here. The TW Takes podcast, one of our favorites, of course, is here. He's here for souls as well. It's very much, your soul is mine kind of thing.
Like Shang Tsung from
is
Mortal
he
Kombat.
here to take the souls like Mortal Kombat? I don't know. But yeah, it's not good. I'm be very surprised if it's corporate Cody. I think it's more likely going to be corporate Drew, and that's where I'm going to hang my hat. I think corporate Drew.
I would be happier for a heel Cody right now.
I mean, I think people would, but
I think people would go for that.
yeah, why not?
He's been the face of the company. He's carried it on his back, for however long, blah, blah, blah. Their moms are fucking, going out.
Yeah, their mums are friends now. Yeah, I wouldn't stick too much. Cody he's a machine as a babyface, isn't he? He is very much. He's taken on that Cena role of everything and anything for the fans. I don't think it's a huge cash cow. Yeah, like
that white meat babyface.
Yeah, exactly. White meat babyface. You do not kill your cash cow.
Wow.
It's unless it's dwindling, like Hogan's did, and you just fuck it. You turn him heel. Like I don't think it's dwindling at any rate that Hulkamania did in 94, 95. So yeah, I don't think turning Cody heel is going to be the one, but I mean, I'm here for it, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, I think he'd be more endearing to me as a heel at this point if he started
Really?
like, yeah, I'm like I say, I mean, it was a good vehicle, sort of the story to get the title off of Roman for whatever reason they wanted the title off Roman. Maybe he just needed a fucking rest. At this point, he needed some time off. Fine, it worked for that, but I'm not a huge fan of his current run as champion. I do feel he will lose the title at Mania, and it will probably be to Rock's corporate champion, shall we say.
A corporate choice. Is he going to lose in a sharpshooter?
I mean, that would be fucking hilarious. Yeah. Ring the bell.
Yeah. Rock just ring the fucking bell.
Ring the bell. So you've got, the corporate champion. It's interesting the way they're going to go with it, but the Rock when the Rock was at WrestleMania, was it last year? And the build up, the way he was involved and the way he was talking to the referees, like, look, I'll fire your ass. Like, he's literally like, I will fire your ass.
We got to pull up for a second on this. Wayne is in the chat and he says he sees reports that Seth wants to jump on the creative team. We did see that. That was in the news this week. With his beat up body, could come sooner than later. You're right. And greetings from the Dominican. Get the fuck out of him. Wayne is on his holidays. He is away. He's in the Dominican Republic, and he is. I mean, it's amazing that you've jumped in, but you are also teasing us with this shit, Wayne. Like, damn. Like,
damn.
I hope you're having a wonderful time.
And which could only be made better by wrestling chit chat.
Yes, of course. So wrestling chit.
Fair play to you.
I mean, we're not talking about any football at the minute, so yeah, let's keep with the wrestling chit chat.
Shame about the Arsenal. Sorry. Anyway, enough of the fun.
This has been a wonderful night, everyone, from chat.
Good night. Yeah. I rarely get to sing it, brother. Allow me, innit? So I'm going to get rowdy.
Yeah, thank you for dropping in, Wayne. We really do appreciate it, mate. Yeah. What was it?
So we're talking about the corporate champion. So we're talking about The Rock, and the way The Rock was at WrestleMania, he was literally saying to people like, and the way that it was sold as well with Nick Aldis. He said to Cody, he was like, look, he was like, who do I need to speak to about being in this 6-man tag? He goes, look, my hands are tied, mate. He said, there's nothing I can do. He said, there's no one to speak to. The final boss wants to speak to you. It's like they're still selling this thing. Like,
yeah, they even him calling him Aldis, calling him the final boss was a bit weird. But
yeah,
I'll roll with it now.
And it's like the guy from TKO saying to The Rock, no, you own WWE. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're still selling it. The Rock is the man,
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
I mean, he could literally just go in there and start pulling strings, and then I think that might even lead to Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
Eventually, Yeah,
Eventually, I
eventually
think
they're going
so.
to get to it. They tried to bring it, didn't they? Last year, it didn't come about. I don't think there's any reason for it to come about now and
No,
do it at this WrestleMania. So it looks like it'll be
next,
at the next WrestleMania, which is
yeah,
in New Orleans, apparently. Well, not apparently, they've
Norlin.
announced it. Yeah, so
Yeah. So I mean,
that's another score another one off for London. It wasn't happening.
yeah, mate, Cena fucking lied to me, man.
Yeah, he really did get your hopes up, didn't he?
He fucking teased me like Chakademus and Pliers, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
It's it's annoying, isn't it? So from here, I want to take us to a deep, dark place.
Oh, we talking about fucking the fabulous Moolah?
No, I'm talking about the depths of what we like to call pro wrestling. It's Collision.
Ah, right. Here we go. Hold on. I'm ready.
He's almost ready. Hang on a minute. So I will set the scene here.
Do it, baby. Do it.
AEW's Australian episode of Collision, which aired after the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, was essentially gifted a rating of 500k, right? And I'm not going to use exact numbers here, but from what I did see, and you look at the ratings all the way down, it started off with an absolute wonderful gift of 1 million viewers. The lead in from the All-Star game was 1 million viewers. It ended on about 290 odd K. So what was it, a 2-hour show? Let's say it's a 2-hour show. You've lost 700,000 viewers in an episode as it goes on. Is it the huge success that people like Dave Meltzer are saying it was?
I mean, you're looking at losing every 20 minutes. You're losing over 100,000 people.
People are switching off in droves at that point, and I really cannot say that is a successful episode. You got lucky because a much bigger event was on just before your show, and then this is what happens. And I'm just not having that. It's a successful move when the show ends on what is less than your normal 300k sort of pull in for that show. Just what a mess, and how dare anyone within the fucking business say that is a good idea, and that is, that was a wonderful piece of, work from Tony Khan and his friends when you shipped 700,000 viewers.
Yeah.
Not
I
happening.
mean, you're right. Your idea, the idea is to retain, as many as you can. The lead in is always been. There's always been a lead in with AEW. There's always been. They had what was it before, the Big Bang Theory, right?
Yeah, well, on Wednesday nights it's the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, so they've had that.
Sheldon and the gang, yes.
So you've got Dave Meltzer. This is a quote. Collision did 502k / 0.21. I'm assuming that's the fucking
The key
yeah.
demo. Yes.
Don't have the chart, he said.
I've seen the chart.
All right. NBA leading, of course, helped a lot. Really, the key given it was out of its regular time slot. Again, excuses, isn't it? Just bare excuses.
It's excuses, and there's no, it's poorly executed cartwheels down in Jacksonville. They're all high-fiving and glad-handing each other, slapping each other on the asses, when you should be looking at how could we have kept those 700,000 viewers?
Yeah.
How could we have kept half of that?
Well,
lost a little less fucking face.
He says that doesn't include Max.
Who cares?
Right?
Who cares? Nobody includes Max because they can't get the figures. Nobody knows the figures because they are not giving them out because they are probably
really shit.
Shame. Yeah.
Exactly. So it says it doesn't include Max. So likely the biggest numbers since the early weeks of the show, if you factor that in. absolute horseshit.
Yeah, there's no way that can be considered a success.
First,
YouTube user says everyone includes Max.
yes, they do, baby. What's a hello, darling? Yes, mate. But he's saying first quarter, Omega and Osprey versus Take a Shit and Fletcher, topped 1 million, but that's not a surprise.
Got 5 stars.
I've got no 5.5, motherfucker.
Oh,
You know
did
what I
it?
mean?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I tend not to read into star ratings of one old man and his weird fetish for little wrestlers, but
For buff boys.
it's not quite like us and our Hasbro collections.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
which is totally the opposite of weird. So,
So what the fuck is going on really with AEW? Because there's a lot of things coming to light that we're seeing. It's true.
Oh, shouldn't laugh, but yeah.
It's absolute facts from YouTube user.
YouTube user, what a guy!
You know what a
I bet
G.
he has. Oh, did I just disappear?
No, hello, I'm here.
Some of us are. Yeah, we keep disappearing. What's going on?
I'm here.
Yeah.
He's a man. He's a real man's man. YouTube user.
Much like yes, Sir
Mr.
William or
Regal.
Lord Stephen, however they
Lord
called him at
Stephen
the time.
Regal.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is going on there? Because there's a lot of stuff coming to light, specifically regarding, again, there's some news. There's a lot of news that's come out over the last week. So while we're on this, before I digress to get past what has gone on Collision, what you've just done a show in Australia. Apparently, it wasn't terrible, the show. Why did they lose that many viewers within a 2-hour period? Because there was never going to be 1 million people watching it in the first place. Those 1 million people that started watching the show for the first quarter, they were people that were watching the NBA and they've gone to take a shit or gone and left the TV on that channel.
They've realised it was still on that channel.
And then they've changed
it. They flipped over something else they flipped over to watch old episodes of Roseanne.
Yeah. I mean, fucking like Roseanne's great show.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I shouldn't take the piss. But they've gone and done something and realised they've left their telly on.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on with AEW is Bishop was right. I've heard that before. It sucks, and they refuse to be different than they are. They refuse to be different than they are to get better. Oh yeah, they this whole idea that these matches involving Will Ospreay are going to turn the tide. He was a game changer. It's all really hilarious.
So
and tying an albatross like Ospreay, and this is obviously a hot take because people love Will Ospreay in small circles. Tying him to Omega, who was your biggest draw, is only weakening the powers of Kenny Omega, who looks worse every week. If by having a world champion like Moxley, who is essentially taking the piss out of everything as well, you're just weakening your product, you're weakening your brand. You don't show your world title on TV anymore. You're going to eventually probably hand it over to Edge or Adam Copeland, Cope as we call it. And yeah, none of it says to me, I need to watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
Or do I need to tune in and watch fucking Hologram next week?
Yeah, it's not compelling enough.
Is the Beast Mortis going to really enthrall me? No. It's a crap show.
The problem we've got is these things have been coming to light for a long time. Okay, the issues with the production and the way that the show is put together and who has the say on what goes on that screen, right? Oh, sorry, I've just seen Connor's.
There's a couple of comments here. Yeah, YouTube user. He had Hasbro, but donated it to help for Greek Conks Fund.
Yeah, he donated some Hasbros for myself. Young
YouTube user. Were you aware that Greeks invented being gay?
We did
something. Yeah, that's one of those.
Absolutely invented bum sex.
Connor is here as well. Shout out to Connor, who best we don't talk about Arsenal this week. Why, man? Why bring it up? Why even mention it? Damn it. We're going to lose to Forest tomorrow. I'm not really looking forward to it. But instead, let's talk about Columbus's 4-2 win over Chicago in the MLS opening weekend. Yes and no. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the MLS. Chris, I'm sure you have a thing or two to say about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I like MLS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I mean, they should go back to the old shootout style for sure. You know, when they were doing it, like they were running from the halfway line, like when the games were ending in draws and stuff like that. Like, fuck it, let's just go nuts.
Yeah.
Of course, I am, and no still means no. Yes, no, of course means no.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, 700,000 viewers.
So,
Chris,
right.
Yeah.
Sorry. So a lot of shit's coming to light of again, but we've had this conversation multiple times. We've sat down here when stuff has crept through. MLS is the AEW of footy. It's the TNA.
I think that there are other divisions of football that could be considered AEW.
It's the TNA of footy. It's the TNA of footy.
No, I don't even think it's the TNA.
I mean,
if you're trying to match up something that makes AEW the version of football, I would say it was the Scottish Premier League, but it's fucking garbage, man. Have you ever seen it? What a shit show that is.
You sounded like Jason Cundy.
Come at me, Scottish football fans. Come at me.
You sounded like Jason Cundy, bruv. You're fucking gonna get all the jocks pissed off, man.
Oh, what does it matter? You got one and a half good teams in that league. I'm going on to football again. I'm not gonna do it. I'll try my best. NXT, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe it is NXT because the MLS can be a bit of a feeders for Premier League and Championship clubs. So yeah, I'll take that. And a lot of them end up in good leagues. So yeah, NXT is a good shout.
Yeah. Anyway, so the reason why we because more shit has come to light this week, basically, on how AEW is run, how they are an absolute fucking shit show. Okay. So you've got Ricky Starks, aka Ricky. What's his new name?
Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints, right? So you've got Ricky Saints doing an interview.
I don't care about the name change. I don't.
No, I mean the thing that you can say is Gunter and Walter, yeah? People have forgot he was ever fucking Walter.
Yeah.
So you've got Ricky Saints doing an interview with Bubba Ray Dudley, trying not to bury AEW, but actually saying certain things that actually popped out that were quite enlightening, such as a senior talent trying to get involved in Ricky Starks at the time's creative, basically, and fucking around with his creative, for one, which again proves the point that it's senior figures, wrestlers, a lot of the time that are involved in what we see on the screen. Basically, they're all booking for themselves. Okay, they are. We know this. It's common knowledge now at this point. Number two, we have seen this past week the issue with what happened with Thunder Rosa when Thunder Rosa's come into the ring.
Is that Marty Elias's favorite wrestler, Thunder Rosa?
It is mine.
Sorry, did I say something out of turn?
You fucking deaded me off with that one, dude. Because we know
Exactly. I didn't say anything that could be.
You're a motherfucker, bro, because you know my brain's just fucking going now. You fucking triggered my ADHD right there, you cunt. Right, so Thunder Rosa, what's gone on recently? She's come into the ring for the save to sort of...
And the heels didn't back down.
And the heels didn't back down. They completely just no-sold it. She was, you know, if that was me, right, I would have just swung the chair and just fucking hit him. I would have just fucking levered him.
You would have done. If you'd have done that in any other era, they would have swung a chair at you. They would have fucking levered you with it.
They would have said, I'm going to come in the ring. I'm going to swing the fucking chair. If you don't move, you get hit. I'm coming in there to clear the ring. When I go in there, you get out.
Because it's not supposed to look like it's cooperative.
Exactly.
And that's what it looked like. It looked like it was, oh, are you going to do it? I don't know. Are you going to do it? Are you going to get out of the fucking ring? I don't know. I'm going to stand here. No, just get the fuck out. Heels are supposed to run away.
So there's two ways that this could have gone, right? A lot of people are talking about it online, but to me, there's only clear two ways it could have gone, okay? And one of them I don't really think is true. One of them is they're just fucking idiots and they don't know what they're doing, okay? That's one train of thought, okay? No one booked it. That's the problem, right? No one's booking it because it's come to light that they don't have production meetings.
Oh, don't.
Right? So you've got a TV show, okay, and you don't have a production meeting, right? So the one train of thought is they absolutely don't know what they're fucking doing, right? The second train of thought is they have just basically sandbagged Thunder Rosa because, you know, the two wrestlers in the ring would have known. They would have surely said, that's the story, bruv. She's coming in there for the save. They get out when she gets in with a fucking chair. She's swinging it around. They get out the way. That's how it works, okay? I would have fucking hit them with a chair if they do that to me, try and make me look like a piece of shit.
So you make your baby face look like a pussy.
100%.
And yeah,
100%.
And yet the idea that they're not having even production meetings or even the hokiest team in any fucking walk of life or in a job will have a team brief before they get started.
Yeah.
Or a team talk or however you want to describe it.
Yeah.
We'll have a quick thing to say, right, this is what we've got going on today.
This is the plan. This is what we're doing.
No dumbass group is going to walk in anywhere blind like that. You have to fucking brief your team, brief your people to say, right, this is what is happening, next. And shout out to that guy, Yeet. Yes, indeedy. Chris likes MLS Ting Kids.
Oh my god! Say it faster. What? MLS Ting.
MLS Ting. Oh, bro.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, that's messed up, man. that is an overload, or even to the max. I reckon that is
to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no production meetings. They're not having any production meetings at all, which is why a lot of the time the show is a complete shit show. It's literally again the inmates running the asylum.
Yeah.
And as another sort of aside to this, you've now got which I read today was Frankie Kazarian.
Yes, I read this one.
So Frankie Kazarian has come out in an interview and basically said some of the reasons why he left AEW. And, I wasn't aware he was married to Tracy Brooks, firstly.
Oh, I knew that, yeah.
So they're both TNA veterans, right? She knows about the wrestling business. She knows what's going on. So, he's basically saying, look, she is She went to one AEW show, and he's been there. Frankie Kazarian, I've got his AEW figure. He's been there for a long time. Kazarian and Daniels were there from day one.
Yep.
So, you know, she went there for one event, and basically within not even 2 hours, she's gone to him and said, "You need to get the fuck out of this place, dude." Like,
It's a very, very odd, like, unless you've seen some really messed up shit.
Or
you don't just walk in there after a couple of hours and go, "You need to get out of here. This is bad." Like, what did she see?
But this is the speculation. There's a lot of stuff she could have seen. You know, she could have seen
Henry the Hoover going nuts on the old.
I mean, I don't even. I mean, I'm fucking hell. That is wild. I don't even think it's that. I think it's, you know, it's one of them where they know how, and I think Kazarian was probably there trying to make change, and he even says that he had to get out of the wrestlers' locker room.
Yes, he didn't. He stopped changing with them, and changed with the trainers and stuff like that. Hung out in their change room.
Yeah, you know, he couldn't be in that locker room, so that locker room has got to be pretty toxic. If
I don't think it's toxic, I think it's full of younger wrestlers who got a shot at the big time and are now literally have decided they are big time and are know-it-alls.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And
we've heard that, though. We've heard that they don't want to listen to the older guys. They don't want to be helped by them.
Maybe he was trying to get on Jericho's list. I mean, yeah. I mean, we've all tried to get on Jericho's list.
Well, I mean,
as long as it is just a list of names and nothing else.
So, but the thing is, though, she said to him, "You've got to get out of here," and he was like, "See." So they'd obviously been speaking about the way that place was run behind the scenes, and Frankie Kazarian has been in WWE. He's been in TNA. He's been all over the place. He knows how things are supposed to work.
Yeah.
And he's obviously been there trying to change it from the inside, and just to no avail. He's not been able to do it. You know, the AEW locker room, when he was there for the last 2 years, he was there. He changed with the coaches because he didn't want to be in the locker room for a variety of reasons. And he had friends like Arn Anderson, Jerry Lynn, and Billy Gunn, and they're all his buddies, but guys he had more in common with. So he was there in the trainers' locker room rather than with these fucking dickheads that don't know their ear roll from their arsehole. You know, and don't really know what's going on. You know, we've seen people leave there and really flourish. We've seen Ethan Page go to NXT and really be able to do his thing. You know, we're going to see Ricky Saints go there and do his thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna see that. You know, but even Ricky Starks was saying, like, there's a lot of stuff going on. He says he don't exactly know what it was, but he actually, it's true. They don't know a wristwatch from a wristlock. It's true. Shout out Bobby Heenan. You know, he even alluded to the fact that it was the reason why he was fired, why he wasn't used, was other wrestlers getting in the ear of Tony Khan and other people, because he said, look, people speculating saying it was me being spotted at the Rumble, it was me being seen here, is fucking bullshit. Because I spoke to my boss and I asked him, and he was absolutely fine with it. He said, you know, I said, I'm going.
That sounds like something Tony would be okay with.
Yeah, he was like, look, fine, absolutely fine.
Go to whatever wrestling show you fucking want, mate.
Yeah.
You know, just don't make a show of yourself or make a show of AEW. Don't embarrass the company.
You've had Bailey.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, you've had Bailey and other WWE wrestlers going to AEW. We've seen that. You know, that's not necessarily the issue. And what he said was, he believes that it was other wrestlers chatting shit and stirring stuff up. And that is that that's toxic. That's why I reckon that locker room is full of these fucking immature, backbitey, petty wankers that think they are great, but they're not. And that is not a good locker room, and that is not a good cocktail of making a good show. And when you've got people like Jericho, Moxley that are holding on to that spot, is it any surprise that the shows are really not good and there's no real storylines and they're just relying on, I'll tell you what, let's just have another Osprey fucking Omega banger.
Well, next up at the pay-per-view is Osprey and Fletcher in a cage. What for?
Yeah.
Is it to blow off this incredible feud that they've been having?
Yeah.
No. Is it for a championship? No.
Right.
Is it even for a number one contendership for a championship? No. They're just going to do it in a cage.
Yeah.
All right, then. Sign us up.
Sign me up, pal.
Yeah, we'll pay the... well, I don't know. Why am I even bothering to say it? We ain't paying to watch that shit. We might watch it nonetheless. YouTube user, no locker room leaders from within, and too many over-the-hill talents who don't care enough to bring the young guys through.
I agree.
Yeah, I was trying to find an answer to that might not have necessarily agreed, and I find it difficult to pick something out.
Yeah.
Jericho did his bits and bobs with the inner circle and all that, and he had Sammy with him and the sex gods, but I felt that was more to keep Jericho relevant than to make Sammy raise Sammy's level.
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't.
It did, because where's Sammy now?
Sammy is a Ring of Honor tag team champion with Dustin Rhodes.
You see, Dustin Rhodes is more of a locker room leader, and where is he? On fucking Ring of Honor.
Yeah. The other guys that have been brought in, that could be leaders, could be, Lashley, MVP, all could be leaders, but it's just not working.
Because there's no structure in there, no hierarchy, no one, the Undertaker was the locker room leader in the locker room, meaning if anyone fucked around, anyone did any kind of horse shit, the stories...
Yeah, people might laugh at the sort of structural hierarchy of how it works. So Undertaker had his trusted lieutenants in there, didn't he? He had Bradshaw, he had whoever else, probably Ron Simmons, who kept, a watchful eye over it and made sure etiquette was upheld. And, there was I don't know, man. It just does not feel that way in AEW. There are no leaders. You are right. Anyone that has tried and offered their hand at leading or helping or training or offering their services has been rebuffed. And, imagine turning away Bret Hart thinking that you've got the guys that know it all instead. Like, get fucked.
Mate,
absolutely fucked on that.
You've got Bret Hart, one of the greatest wrestlers, technically, offering to fucking train your guys and put on,
training the guys in the ring. Yeah, I get, like, that's perfect. Bret doesn't have a track record for booking, so that's fine. No, does Jeff Jarrett have a good record for booking? Not necessarily. But Jeff Jarrett was somehow a big part of fucking TV.
Yeah.
Should he be right now? No. Should Jericho be a big part of TV? No. But here they are, taking up valuable minutes. I know, Jericho could say he's part of a team and he's, helping Big Bill come along and, whatever. But I don't see that as the thing. I think it's Jericho stealing more time from all the other talent. And there's a lot under contract that could be on TV. And the absolute same goes for Jeff Jarrett. And I like Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
But Jeff Jarrett should not be on fucking television. They shouldn't be anywhere near it at this point. But there he was, almost getting number one contenders matches. Jarrett gets a shot. If he wins this, he gets a shot at Moxley. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Like, people stopped watching when Jarrett was in TNA. What makes them think he's going to fucking all of a sudden become a draw in AEW? Again, tons of respect for Jarrett. Love Jarrett. Love all the work he's done, but he has no business being on a wrestling television show, and being a big part of it as a wrestler.
In
Let him be
2025.
a director or authority or something, Let him
Yeah.
be a commissioner. He can come out in his cowboy hat, whatever. I don't care. But he doesn't have it. Jericho, the same. He's the Ring of Honor world champion. Fuck's sake. Remember when that used to mean something?
Yeah.
Samoa Joe was Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah.
Tyler Black, like proper, now you've got Chris Jericho. Ring of Honor is already, in flames at the minute. It is burning down from the inside.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry, I'm ranting and raving.
No, because you're right. You're right. You've got, look at what the other shows doing. WWE, the other company, they've currently got this. What is it called? Legends. What's that new show that they've got?
LFG.
Yeah,
whatever it is. Yeah, the Legends something. It's on it's on A&E. It's not on in the UK, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
This big Netflix deal, and they can't get that shit going.
But that's a fantastic show, because that to me, I mean, they still do it in NXT. They still
How
do.
have you been watching it?
No. So they're still that. I'm talking about the premise of what they
The
do.
idea of it, yeah,
The
of course.
idea is always the legends, the older people. Funny enough, so I watched a video from Austin Creed's fucking sorry, what's his name? Xavier Woods.
Yes.
I still see him as fucking when he was in TNA. Consequences Creed.
Yeah.
I still fucking so I watched the video, and it was on the up down down whatever his channel was is, and it was, you had Braun Strowman had basically, them really hot chips, them hot like fucking.
Yeah.
So there were blue ones, and it was like, he said, right, today, it's going to be me and Liv Morgan. We're going to do like paper, rock, scissors or whatever, right? Rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll see who's going to sort of, eat this chip. And they did it, and like he won, and then Liv Morgan had to eat the chip, and then everyone's like, no, you've got to eat it as well. So like, he ate it, but you could see the dynamic of the backstage and the locker room in WWE, and this was 2 years ago, right? So in the background of this video, you've just got loads of wrestlers just jamming there, and like this is happening like at the front, and then you've got Solo Sikoa just on like an exercise bike, just chilling, just like look, it's just like fucking in the background, just looking around, right? And it gets really wild, and like basically they end up feeling like they're fucking dying or whatever. But then you've got people like who came out like Natty Neidhart, right? And she, for the women, she's 100% a locker room sort of leader for those guys.
Yeah, I imagine she is. Yeah,
she's like, she's coming out and she's like, oh, what's going on, guys? What's happening, sort of thing. They tell her, and she's there straight away looking after Liv and fucking telling the boys off and all this sort of shit. And it's like,
yeah,
that sort of family that these guys, WWE is completely different to AEW. I think the way it works, because it's not that sort of, they are like a traveling circus. Do you get what I'm saying? In a way, what you need that sort of structure. You've got those road agents. You've got the bookers for the guys that put the matches together. You've got you guys like, it is better camaraderie, 100%. Shout out YouTube user. you've got that camaraderie, that togetherness. But in AEW, it just seems like, because there's, in WWE, yeah, you might go to the boss and say, look, I've got an idea. What do you reckon of this or whatever? You can throw shit at the wall. Okay.
The word camaraderie comes up, and all I can think of is that episode of Only Fools and Horses where they talk about, oh, we had camaraderie, and he goes, and Trigger goes, oh, was that little Italian fella, was it?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
But it's just a completely different atmosphere and attitude, because in WWE, you've got the bookers and the people that put the matches together. They do it, and obviously they will deal with the talent and talk them through it and say, look, so and so's doing a fucking triple, quadruple, triple splash off the fucking top. We won't do that because we'll leave that for the main event. Or what? Do you get what I'm saying? X, Y, Z. The way the shows, the matches, and everything and the booking is put together is done by a specific team.
It doesn't always work like that. If you remember, because Chris Hamrick told us, him and someone were doing a match, and then they said, "Oh, you can't do all of that because Bill Mulkey and all that are on after you."
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? To a point, fucking big up Chris Hamrick though, absolutely, man. But to a point, that was old school ways with the older guys saying we're going to do this or whatever. But nowadays, like I say, the way the matches and everything's put together, it's done by a booking team. You've got the production managers, you've got everyone doing it there. So then the talent can just focus on, putting on the best show possible. And that is what the aim in WWE is. Obviously, you're going to get some sort of rivalries where, I want to have a better match than these guys. And, that sort of competitiveness, absolutely. But then, AEW is more like, I need to get my shit in. I need to do this. And you've got a few of the actual people actively wrestling that are holding all the fucking power, and they're in Tony's ear.
What was it? Chris Hamrick said, was it do 15 minutes of spots in 7 minutes or something like that? It's like,
yeah.
This guy whose name I'm not going to say because I'm not going to call anyone that on a show. He says maybe the locker room leader should be Mama Rhodes. Maybe it was always destined to be, God rest her soul, Judy Bagwell.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think this is YouTube user is mentioning, I think it's Double J and Jericho, both been big stars and big companies now to run a show. Jericho understands Vince's ways. Yes. Let's hope it's only the wrestling stuff. And let them have input and Tony have a final say. That's exactly it. It's, everyone will tell you, everyone and their dog will tell you in the wrestling business that Vince Russo's ideas, had to be filtered. As mad as some of them, the ones that got through to TV, they always got filtered through Vince. And just, I don't know, man. Again, it's get your shit in company, isn't it? Go and do your 10 moves. I want to see 5 destroyers out there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
5. If I don't see 5, you're not getting paid.
Again, we're round. We're round again to the question. We're round to the question. What is wrestling? That is the question, right?
Yeah.
What is professional wrestling? Because the AEW diehards, gluckers, if you will, they seem to think that WWE, which has been around for a lot longer than AEW has, and it's been doing a lot of other stuff before any other companies did do it, is not wrestling. It is sports entertainment, right? But what the fuck is wrestling if it's not sports entertainment, you fucking morons? Ally, what is fucking wrestling? Wrestling is fake
Tell
fighting.
him when he's telling lies, people.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? It's fucking fake fighting, to take a phrase from one of our multiple time guest Billy Barty. He always says it's fake fighting, and it's the stories of why the people are fighting that makes the fighting interesting. If you've not got those stories, people are just pretending to fight for no reason. And, we know what it is. We understand what wrestling is, but we still get involved in the matches and them close calls and them 2.5 counts and 2 3/4 counts.
You only had to watch Raw last night. See how invested
Bro,
people were.
bro,
Yeah.
you know, this is the thing. No matter how we know what it is, bro, we will still sit there on the edge of our seat when we're invested in a story. We're invested in what's going on, and we care what's going on. We know that fucking Dirty Dom Mysterio is going to get involved, but when he does, we're like, fucking you bastard, you know what I mean? Or
you bugger.
oh, you bugger, you know, or you know, it's
Yeah.
it's because you give a shit about what's going on, not necessarily. It's, you know, that's the point. But with AEW, there isn't, you know, the closest thing that has drawn me in recently was Harley Cameron with the puppet.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was funny, and it's you know what they could have done, dude? Oh my god. If I was booking AEW, my god. When you've got someone as talented at but this is another thing, right? You got AEW fans talking about WWE as sports entertainment and AEW is real wrestling, right? But then you've got people like Harley Cameron doing full-on ventriloquism, right? Yeah. Doing rap songs, dissing people and that. Fucking brilliant. I love that. I don't give a shit. I love that. I love the fact that she done a rap song dissing her. I love the fact that she had a puppet that was mocking her all the time. They should still be pushing on with that puppet. They should still be pushing on with that shit. You know, at the end of the day, when you've got someone as entertaining as that, she's pretty green in the ring, but it doesn't matter because you want to see her mock Mercedes. You want to see her take the piss out of her. You want to say that, you know, the promos my puppet can do are better than your fucking promos in real life, mate. Yeah? This is what wrestling is, because then you want to see what's going to happen in the match. If you don't have that backstory and you don't have it, that was the thing. I wanted to see that match because I thought, yeah, this would be good. But there was only really ever one way that it was going to go, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, people will say, "Oh, that Mercedes is doing good things if you want to see her lose titles and all this," and it's not that. I just don't really want to see her wrestle.
She's not doing good.
Not doing wonderful things on TV. It's not. It's, you know, I sit there. If she comes on the TV, I'm like, I've got to sit through this.
But can I ask you a question? Did you like Sasha Banks?
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought she was all right in parts. I thought she had some really good sort of, you know, she had some really good matches and some good stuff. You know, I think
better than Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them as if they're two separate people, because ultimately they are. If you look at what they're doing currently.
Well, Sasha Banks was booked by people and helped by producers and agents and all that, and Mercedes Moné books her own shit.
Exactly.
And she does not have the ability to book anything half as interesting as, you know, Sasha Banks was ever booked.
Can you hold the fort for a couple of minutes? I'm just gonna go for a wee and I'll be back.
Yeah.
Hold the phone.
Okay. All right. So I guess if I'm on my own here, what do I talk about? What do I do? What do I say? There was something I wanted to bring up, but I will bring it up with Chris. Let's see. Fuck knows at this point. I don't even know how many people I'm talking to, if I'm talking to anyone. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Yes, they do. They probably won't tomorrow night when they play City. Again, this is very very fun because I'm sat here on my own. If anyone has anything to say, because right now I am talking into the fucking void. I don't want to keep it silent, obviously, but it might have to go that way with a little musical interlude, because I have not got anything here. Ah, I am talking to someone. Yes, thank God for that. Bishop, talk to me, brother. How are you? Have you planned your British trip yet? Um, the talent around Sasha Banks made her look better. Yeah, I can agree with that. That's not to say that she hasn't worked with good talent in AEW, because there are some good talents in AEW. Yeah, like that's again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, that's sorry, we were talking about the talent around Sasha Banks making her look better, and yes, you're probably
100%.
right.
100%.
Again, that is not a knock on the AEW women's talent that is around, because some of them are making them. You know what? If I could have done it quicker, I would have done it. I would have sent the link. I really would have. I had an offer to fill in for you, Chris. Before you'd even left the chair.
So at the end of the day, it's correct. Sasha Banks and Mercedes Moné. It highlights the differences between the two companies, because in one company, Sasha Banks was surrounded by phenomenal talent. She was surrounded by Charlotte Flairs, your Baileys, your people that she was working with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That were just phenomenal. The booking was done. The way the matches are put together, probably by people like Petey Williams, Chris Abyss, and all these guys. So when she's gone to AEW, she's able to do whatever she wants, which isn't necessarily any good.
No. I will disagree slightly on the Hulk Hogan booking aspect of it all, because recently, especially if you look online, if someone doesn't lose for 2 weeks, it's all that, oh, it's Hogan, it's that's not going to work for me, brother, business. Like, and fuck me, it's 2 weeks. Like, fucking the average attention span of a wrestling fan must be fucking tiny. If that's what they're going with, like if someone doesn't, like, it was Damien Priest last week. It's like 2 weeks on the trot where he'd won matches. Like, oh, he's the next Hogan. Get fucking out of here, man. Like,
no, do you know what?
Stop being bitches and stop being babies and
No,
fucking learn how this program works.
but look at what the AEW fans are now saying about Penta, because he lost one match. He didn't even get
Oh, he's
pinned.
buried.
He's buried. He's
Oh,
fucking buried.
no.
Bro, it's fucking wild. It's fucking wild.
This is what Billy meant, though, when he said there weren't that many cool wrestling fans out there.
It's wild.
They're all weird. They're all dorks. They're all doing weird shit and sending fucking fan mail to wrestlers' houses and stuff like that. Like, stop. Stop being weird. Stop being knobheads.
Yeah.
Like, just be a regular guy,
Yeah.
Eat a Snickers, do something.
That's right.
Like, we're not sponsored by Snickers, obviously. But what are you drinking tonight, Chris? Sorry, I forget to ask you.
I'm drinking water tonight, mate, because I'm extremely dehydrated. So
yeah.
I'm drinking water, but I have.
We lead very different lives. I'm drinking Arnold Palmer strawberry half and half iced tea lemonade, the Arizona brand, because I'm that kind of guy. Not to say WWE are perfect with booking. Look how they misuse Awesome Kong, Mickey James. The Awesome Kong booking was difficult because I can't remember what happened there. She was in and then she was out, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Mickey James stuff, I mean, the bullying shit was just out of order. Let's be honest. That was fucking garbage. And no, you're right. WWE's booking at times has been absolute dog shit. Of course it has. Seen some terrible stuff, where they're shoving dog food on each other, or all that weird sort of nonsense. So almost like fetish stuff that you'd see on OnlyFans now, I imagine.
Yeah.
People would pay a premium to see someone having dog food shoved in their mouth, I imagine.
Yeah.
We're not doing it on this show. How's the Bovril sponsorship coming? Slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly.
I imagine they're just not answering us.
Yeah.
But we are trying to, talk about new sponsorships and things like that would be beneficial to all and everyone within this group.
Yes. Yeah. We
We are
are.
doing our best.
We're working behind the scenes. We've actually got a very, very cool video coming up.
We have.
A very, very cool video.
It won't be live, so we apologies for that, but it will be something very, very fun, and we are. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That'll be happening within a very short time,
We're
hopefully.
going to be doing it in the same room.
We will be doing it in the same room.
Yeah.
It will be here, correct?
Yes, we will be in the Dirty Dom's dungeon.
In Dirty Dom's dungeon. I will let him in my back door.
Slow and Chris hairline disappearing. Why?
Well, I don't know, Matt. And that hairline's disappearing pretty quick. The ting. The ting.
His hairline's becoming a myth.
In it, you know what I mean? Spin around, go chat to your boy Rudy, in it.
Oh man. I've forgotten what we were talking about. Fuck.
Oh, no, fuck. Tottenham do not get battered everywhere they go.
What do you mean? Of course they do.
We went to Ipswich and won 4-1 at the weekend.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, fucking hell. Went to Ipswich and
This
is where I was going. This was where I was going. You are absolutely right. Something that I saw, and I had to bring it up because this one is a difficult one to approach, and you might sound like an awful bastard if you bring it up, but this is something that needs to be stopped, I think, and especially amongst the big companies, and I would class TNA as a big company. They got the big fucking deal with WWE going on, and hang on.
Because the shine, the glisten almost blinded him. You have an epilepsy.
That is, yeah. I'll read it out for those that are listening. Obviously, YouTube user says, "Don't bend forward again that quickly without warning people who suffer from fits."
Fuck you, Amazing Red. Fuck you.
YouTube user is on fire tonight.
He's loving it. I love him.
So yeah, wrestlers and GoFundMe. Now I need to bring this up because only. When was it? This week? TNA helped broadcast the GoFundMe for Jake something. Now, he's a TNA talent. He's a TNA wrestler. Contracted. I'm almost certain. So, Jake something he tears his bicep at an indie show. Now that, he's on an indie show, he's working for TNA, he's under contract. That, if his contract says he work indie shows, that's fine. But now, the poor fucker's hurt. He's torn his bicep and that. He's uninsured, which is it's a terrible thing in America, right? To be uninsured, like you are fucked. But then he creates a GoFundMe, which TNA are now, helping amplify. Now, why the fuck wouldn't TNA just pay for this?
Because it sets a precedent, bruv.
Of course it does.
It sets a precedent.
If one of the people who goes out there and busts hump for you week in, week out hurts himself, you've got to cover him. You've got to look out for him.
I think it
shouldn't be down to the fans and the friends and this, that, and the other to be chucking money in there. I mean, like, I don't know, man. It just feels wrong.
No, but do you know why? Do you know why it's wrong? It feels wrong. This is a slightly political take on it, right? But the reason why it feels wrong is because we're from England, right? And they're in America, bruv. If I go outside and I get hit by a car, right? Or if I've had heart issues, okay? Right? If I have a funny turn and I need to ring an ambulance, the first thing in my head isn't, I can't afford to ring an ambulance, I'm just going to stay at home and hopefully not die. My first thing in my head is, I don't feel very well. I need to ring a medical professional and get them to help me.
Yeah.
So I ring an ambulance, right? If I am playing football in my Sunday league team and and I'm a goalkeeper and I go for something down there and someone puts a stud in my fucking face and I get gashed up or on my arm or whatever, I go straight to the hospital. And I ain't got to worry about, can I afford it? Have I got any money in the bank? If I'm, playing football and I break my leg,
It's the beauty of the National Health Service. I get that.
It's beautiful, mate, because, if a wrestler was in the UK and he tears his bicep at a wrestling show, he ain't got to worry about no GoFundMe. He hasn't got to worry about the company. He might be insured privately to get it done quicker, right? But he can still just go to the hospital like everybody else and just go, I've torn my bicep. And they'll go, okay, brilliant. Let's have a look at you. And they'll just fix him, right?
Yeah.
We've been brought up with the idea that, everybody is entitled to, no matter how rich, no matter how poor, everybody's entitled to medical treatment. No matter where you live, where you come from, and a lot of fucking dickheads talk about, foreigners, this and this, that and that. That's regardless of that. It's the mismanagement of the NHS that is actually where the money's going a lot of the time. We've got expanding population and they're not really building any more hospitals. That's a major issue. But 9.9 times out of 10, you can get adequate medical treatment for free that you've paid into with your national insurance, and it's a fraction of what it would cost you, right? My son's had to go into hospital. He's had doctor's appointments. You got children. They get, we get it. We're all right, okay? We're fine. We don't have to worry about that. In America, it's very fucking weird to me. It's still a bit weird. And I know the reason why it seems weird to you, that like, why wouldn't they just fucking pay for it? Like, why wouldn't they? And yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? Well, the reason why they wouldn't is because if they do it for him, then loads of other people...
I mean, you would do it on a case by case sort of service, obviously. So if, for instance, I don't know, one of the TNA stars, AJ Francis or whatever, or something, stubs his toe, they're not going to go to pay for that. They're not going to, if he chips a nail or something, they're not going to pay for that. If he breaks a finger, they're like, it's a broken finger, mate, it will heal.
Right.
Torn bicep is something that needs fixing, right?
Yeah.
And that is a serious injury. Like, it's like, much like in football, serious injuries that need surgery, as opposed to the other injuries that heal themselves. I think this is one of those injuries that is like, you know what, maybe they should have fucking paid for that.
But again,
I know it happened in a different ring, and
if it happened at one of their shows, then maybe they might have done it. Perhaps
I would like to think that if it did happen in a TNA ring on a TNA show, they would have done it. They would have paid for it, and
probably, yeah.
We can't really. No, we can't know.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's having to go on the GoFundMe, and it's almost like it is almost like the begging bowl, isn't it?
But I've said
the shamefaced payday loan, isn't it?
It is the shame. It is going down to crack converters. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we've spoke about this before, and it's a common thing in wrestling. You've got wrestlers that have worked their whole lives and built up, and built up. They've bought a house. They've got this.
And back then, wrestlers were insured. They insured themselves.
Yeah, but even now, when they're getting into their old age, a lot of the time their insurance doesn't cover treatment. So you've had, a lot of these older wrestlers that are having to do GoFundMes. A lot of them have, because they literally are fucking dying on their asses because they can't afford the medical treatment. And that's a cultural thing where in America, in England, if your nan needs a hip replacement, she'll get a fucking hip replacement, mate. It doesn't matter. We're not gonna be like, oh, is she insured?
Yeah.
It doesn't. That's the major issue that I think is the difference between why they.
I feel really bad for Jake in this situation that he's had to do
100%,
this, and
100%.
I think that TNA could probably have done more.
Like I say,
instead of
it.
retweeting his fucking GoFundMe, like, come on, man.
But again, I get it. But again, they've probably said, look, because you weren't wrestling for us, we can't fucking help you, because then we'll have every cunt and their uncle who's going out doing indies. If they break their back, they're going to say, well, why didn't TNA help? You know, and it's one of them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. I just don't feel that TNA's retweet is enough.
No, of course not. You know,
if you work a 9 to 5 and play football and broke your leg, will your work pay for you to be off? If you were self-employed, no, of course not. But you can apply for some form of benefit, right?
Again, but that's a cultural thing. You know, you could get unemployment benefit. You could be UB40.
I mean, if you are employed full time with a company and you break a leg or you hurt yourself or whatever, you know, they still pay you.
Yeah, but if it happened at work, I think that's his point. If it would have happened at TNA, I think they probably would have put their hand in their pocket. But because it happened in a different company, they're saying, "Look, I'm not being funny. We're not liable for that. Sorry, mate."
Yes, it's a bit hard nosed, you know, to be, you know, and like I said, it's almost a real slap in the groin for them to just do the retweet on the GoFundMe, like, you know.
Yeah, I get it. I agree. I mean, none of this makes me happy to see anyone being injured and not getting medical treatment because they weren't insured. That makes me sad 110% of the time. Whenever I see anybody who's like doing a GoFundMe for medical bills, it makes me sad. But
for the love of God, any wrestlers that have decided to listen to this or anything like, or anyone that talks to wrestlers, tell them get fucking insured.
Yeah.
You know, do not take that chance to save a few quid, a few bucks or whatever. You know, pay your premium, man. Like, you know, and stay healthy. And if for whatever reason you get hurt or become unhealthy or ill or whatever, that is your fucking insurance. It's your proper policy.
You know what's interesting? It is interesting because a lot of the time in America, please, anyone from the States who's listening, please correct me if I'm wrong. But from what I can gather, a lot of the time people's medical insurance is often tied to their job. So you would have thought that being employed by TNA, they might have provided for a fee that obviously it comes out of your wages. You know, you get your medical insurance through your job. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
From what I can gather, like a lot of people that I see in America, they say, yeah, because, you know, through their job, they get medical insurance for their kids, for example. You know, they'll get it for a lesser, because the insurance company works with that firm. A lot of it is tied to the job.
Yeah, so our wonderful American friend has said correct. So I assume he's talking about what you're saying, Chris, which is, you know, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because the large football team that I worked for the longest time paid for private healthcare.
Sorry.
I don't know, mate. They paid for private healthcare, so, you know.
Just joking.
This ain't no Man United redundancies. You know,
it's true. It's true.
Option,
but
yeah.
A lot of the time, I mean, why would TNA let a wrestler work for them if they're uninsured? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, surely they would.
I can't imagine they're even asking that question. YouTube user says that Rick Rude couldn't get insured. No, he couldn't in his comeback attempt.
Yeah,
I believe when he was injured, and the same with Kurt Hennig and a few others, they sat back and collected on these huge insurance sort of payouts that
it's
they were.
The Lloyd's of London. It was the Lloyd's of London policies, and one of the caveats to that is if you claim on that insurance, we will no longer insure you afterwards. Yeah. That is one of the caveats of that Lloyd's of London.
And a few of the wrestlers sat back after getting injured and claimed on those, and you know they did they did okay. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, they obviously didn't spend their money wisely.
bro.
Yeet.
Go on, Big Daddy Yeet.
Big yeet.
So please, I swear I've said this to you before, brother. Have you heard talking about Rick Rude, right? Fuck you, Graham, in your times too, man.
Yeah. How was SmackDown on your own?
Oi, fair play, bruv. I would have done the same thing, man. Yeet! Please tell me, I've spoke about this before. Have you heard the story about Rick Rude and what actually happened to him? There's a
No, that's a conspiracy. He wasn't injecting his knob.
he
Come
was
on.
injecting his knob, and he
No,
ended
he
up
wasn't injecting
getting
his
his
knob.
penis amputated, and that's
No, that's a
telling you.
conspiracy. It was. No one ever saw. No one ever proved that. Like, I'm not having that one that he was injecting his knob. No. Is his insurance side to TNA? If he's not wrestling for them, no, it could be. It could be that he was wrestling for Deadlock Pro Wrestling apparently at the time.
I mean, this is another thing, bruv. You know, you've got someone working for TNA, but then they're working on the indies. Wild as well. Wild.
I broke a finger wrestling a jabroni and just got on with it.
He did.
Couldn't claim on his Lloyd's of London policy there.
No. He just literally fucking put some ice on it, called it a day, bruv. Like,
put some Tiger Balm on it and fucking.
Bruv, I know exactly the move that did it as well to this day.
Was it the finger? Did he poke someone really tough in the chest?
He tried to poke me in the chest and broke his finger because my pecs were so solid.
Knew it the whole time.
It was the 1-2-3 kid stroke X-Pac run them off the rope and then do the jump back kick into the chest like a clothesline. And it wasn't my fault, Max. I'm telling you, to this day, you put your hands up, bruv, and you got crumpled, my dude. I'm sorry, man. I do feel bad, but I'm sorry, bruv. I'm sorry.
United, I believe this guy's talking about Man United. United pay insurance, they just cut Xmas stuff and catering. Yeah, soup and a sandwich for lunch now. No Christmas parties. Man, like, bruv. It's like United got bought by fucking, Ebenezer Scrooge. Right. If I'd have poked Chris in the chest, he wouldn't be here now. Them fighting words.
I swear we've got the video of when I broke Max's finger. I'm almost certain we've got the video somewhere of the infamous back kick.
I mean, there is video of you wrestling. I've seen.
Yeah, there's videos clips around.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a wrestling video of you being. I mean, this could go on OnlyFans, being dominated by a large man.
Yeah. I've been dominated by many large men on video. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I always went over. You know what I mean?
You weren't rubbing your meat with olive oil like Hulk Hogan, were you?
No, mate. Not getting the extra virgin out. No. Fucking bit of Batoli.
Oh, if you got the video, I have a claim. Well, it'll be copyright, yeah.
That's right. Get the fucking Batoli out, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody else rubs their meat with olive oil like Hulk Hogan does.
Hulk Hogan,
according
brother.
to Brutus Beefcake.
Okay. Tony Balea.
What a mess.
Terry Balea, sorry.
So yeah, that's an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, how is everyone doing right now? Like, are you I don't think we've got much more to discuss right now. We've got some stuff going on. We've got things. Yeah, if you want to go to Facebook and like a whole bunch of our shit on Facebook, please do. It's always great to go on Facebook.
It is.
I would let you in on the secret of what's going on Facebook, but you can just ask us privately if you want. So yeah, what are we shilling this week, Chris?
We are shilling Surfshark still.
Of course, we're shilling Surfshark.
So
what a great deal that is.
Surfshark
4 months extra free, and it works out to be something like £2 a month or something like that. Like,
for your VPN, your virus,
yeah.
antivirus. You can have it on multiple devices. You can have it on your Amazon Fire Sticks.
What's that?
What's
one of them do?
I don't know. If people might, you can have
Oh,
your
you've
VPN.
seen it. You've heard about it.
I've
Okay,
heard
so
about it.
people
There's been a lot of
yeah.
articles. Yeah, been a lot of
Yeah, no,
articles.
I don't know what that is, but
Yeah.
if you're using, use your VPN anywhere on any,
Device.
any device. Yeah, like don't get caught up in the business of freaks stealing your identity and all that, and stealing your gear and stealing your money, and and a lot of you must be super rich, so yeah, you have to protect your money at all costs.
So
That's an
use the
interesting
promo.
point. OnlyFans versus GoFundMe. I mean, yeah, maybe Jake something should have done OnlyFans instead. But he's
Not
got a
with
bad.
dodgy
He's done a bicep, so yeah,
I
maybe
was
he
going to say you
couldn't.
can't jerk off with a fucking fucked up bicep. Yeah. So with Surfshark, go to Surfshark, use the promo code GRAPPLE, and you will get that fantastic deal.
And if you are in America and you use Surfshark, you can easily go onto the iPlayer and watch the EastEnders 40th anniversary live stuff. Oh, what a week that was!
Bro, I'm telling you, yeah, there's only one Martin Fowler, only one Martin Fowler, and he's fucking
It's
Greek.
the Greek one, isn't it?
He's the Greek one.
Yeah, of course you're going to say it's the Greek one.
There's only one Martin Fowler, and he's the fucking Greek fella. He was the one that was, the first one to bum Sonya. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, use your VPNs. Get access to different Netflix stuff. Get access to the iPlayer when you need it and when you want it.
Correct.
I mean,
all four. Watch a bit of Phone
all
Shop.
four. Watch Phone Shop. ITVX. All the shit that broadcasts. Weird and wonderful shows. Pretty sure like ITVX has Family Guy and stuff on it, and I don't think things are too different on Disney Plus or Disney Pluses or whatever it is.
Not sure. I was looking for a South Park episode the other day.
Was it the what's that religion one? The Scientology one.
It is. It was that one. It was that one. It was 100% that one.
I had to watch that on like some random channel.
Bro,
I couldn't watch. Yeah, it wasn't on there. It wasn't available.
No, I'm trying to find it, but that's another thing. You could pop your VPN in, and you might be able to find it on an American streaming service.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to read that out.
I told you, mate. We invented it. We're Greek. Sorry.
Yeah, let's just leave it there. The Greeks invented it.
So yeah, Grapple. Use the promo code Grapple. Get your VPN.
Get your virus. Deal, man. Get your deal. Yeah.
Also, go to Rafe Energy. We shilling Rafe.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're still on, yeah, great. Like of course, we have Fanatics and WWE stuff. I remember, I did mention it. I couldn't find how to sort out the link to get it to the WWE Euro shop. I have now found that out and figured it out. Yep. So that is how you can use the link, which I will put on here because I'll try not to forget because I am a bit of an idiot sometimes.
All good,
I will make sure that link is available. So maybe I'll put both up so you can access the link to the WWE shop itself in America and the Euro shop, which you can get all your yeeting goodness.
Absolutely.
And everyone loves a clearance section, don't they?
Of course they do, bro. What is it? Elimination Chamber this weekend?
Elimination Chamber is this weekend. I mean, who are you picking?
Oh, mate. I've got to go with probably fucking hell. So who have we got in it? Quick rundown. Roman Reigns?
No, so it's CM Punk, John
Cena, Seth Rollins,
Drew McIntyre,
and Logan Paul.
Logan Paul and one more who I've forgotten already because we suck at this. So yeah.
It's probably going to be John Cena, isn't it?
I was thinking it'd be John Cena. Damian Priest is the other one.
Damian Priest.
I don't think. I mean, it looks like there is a slow build towards Priest and Rhodes, but I don't think it will happen at WrestleMania.
No.
I think it's going to be CM Punk If I'm honest,
I think it's between CM Punk and John Cena. But then what's John Cena going to do when it comes to
me, I think he might wrestle with Logan Paul.
what, a WrestleMania?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I like Logan Paul. A lot of people chat shit about him.
Can you imagine if he goes to Japan, wears that hat? He'd be a huge heel.
Bro, that interview still, I don't give a fuck, right? That is
one
incredible.
of the best clips.
It was fucking incredible. The way he was, and the look on his face was like,
yeah.
Did he just say that? But, bro,
So
that's
good.
funny shit. Big up Dominic Mysterio, mate. I don't care. Living dirty.
Quickly, women's elimination chamber. Liv Morgan, fucking hell, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I mean,
I'm picking
Alexa.
Alexa.
Be wrestling against it's Tiffy and Charlotte. So then the other champion is currently it's late.
So yes, Rhea Ripley.
It's Rhea. Yeah, so I reckon it will be. I mean, fucking hell, it's tight, isn't it? It's tight.
I'm going with. I'm sort of torn between two, and it's Bianca Belair or Alexa Bliss.
Or maybe Liv Morgan.
Liv could get another shot at it. Why not? I mean, they've sort of veered away from that, but fuck it, why not?
I reckon it could be Liv or Bianca Belair. Did you say?
So, WWE champion Cody Rhodes addresses The Rock's offer of his soul and all of that.
Yeah,
we spoke about that at length earlier on in the show. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the unsanctioned match. I thought this was a WrestleMania match, but they're doing it in Toronto at the Chamber. I think it's going to be a wild brawl, and I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be mental.
Who wins.
Yeah, again, it's one of them ones. It's Kevin Steen versus El Generico right there.
And Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Tiffy wins. Tiffy and Trish win, and Charlotte gets the point at the sign again.
Yeah,
and that, I mean, it's just another small card, isn't it?
But it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. Those the WWE PLEs are very different to what they were, and like I said, I don't mind them. I quite enjoy the piss break or being able to just fast forward during the nothingness.
But again,
we don't watch them live, so it's
But again, it's getting people who are not necessarily been watching wrestling to know the stories, that anyone can just tune in and watch it and see what's been going on and what the story is.
You're telling me you don't like just match after match after match after match after match?
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Because that was the Wembley algorithm, wasn't it? Like that match is finished, everybody out. Let's get the next one in. No video, fucking packages, nothing. Just get them on. Let's try and pop every mark we can with all our moves and fucking. God, I'm glad we got to watch that for free.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you are listening as well, thank you so much for sticking with us, and thank you for keeping us in most weird and wonderful charts across the globe. Good day and all that,
Because we're big in the land down under.
That's right. Big down under. That is us. And that doesn't mean anything to do with
euphemism.
Maybe it does. Maybe it is. Big down under. We'll take that.
We'll take it.
And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Hit the subscribe and like button. If you can't watch it on Facebook right now, can you? If you're not, fuck it. Go to Facebook and hit like and follow and look at
go to our page on Facebook, Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast. Go to our page.
Oh, Chris hasn't had that many matches since he discovered Grinder.
It's spelled grinder, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. We have had a lot of fun. We've had, I'm sure someone will catch us with something we might have said and cause some problems this week. Who cares?
All good, baby.
Yeah. So once again, I'm JB. Next to me, the best Chris in all of wrestling podcasts, Mr. Chris Dredd. We have something super fun coming up in the next week or so.
Yes.
YouTube user is still there in the comments. We appreciate you. He's a max power kind of guy.
He is fucking Max Payne. Love him.
Max Payne, that's right. Go and check out the Max Payne interview if you get a chance.
Great interview. Check us out.
So yes, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you all. You all matter to us and to everyone else. What else can we say except for take care, and we will see you next time.